Hello my peeps, welcome back, and those that are new, welcome to my channel. I have the yellow banded agate Nekkid baby from Gemstone Orphanage, which is very banded. And then I bought the dress up bag, which is all of these. I use most of them in this pattern, but there's some green in here. So I brought in some of my own crystals, glass crystals. And then, oh, nose issues. Sorry. I'm going to dress up my Nekkid baby. So I'm going to go in part way. Just enough to get this to wrap around here, and that would be all I need. So we're going to bend it straight up, make a crisscross, push down, there we go. And now I'm going to take my flat nose and bend this one straight up, because it's on top, so I'm going to just go straight up on that one. And this short one is going to go straight down. So where that bend is where I want to wrap. I want to keep it in that bend. Otherwise, it don't look right. Okay, I'm going to use a pair of pliers. Get me started. This is the front. So twice is good enough. And bring this round back. And I'm going to use my needle nose chain nose pliers, and then I'm going to use my flush cutters to snip this off. And we want to tuck that in. A little bit more. All right, now we're going to take the long end and bring it up, and I'm going to slide on one of my green crystals that I have. And then I'm going to make a wrapped loop. See, that's sitting too far back for me, but that's okay. We're going to make a wrap loop with my needle round nose. Get nice and snug over the pliers. I think I want to make a big loop. So we're going to up and over the pliers. Rotate the pliers. Bring it all the way around. And then I want to wrap in that space. Now I want to wrap across that bead. And then I'm going to wrap in here. And then I'm going to wrap down across here. And there we have a couple wraps. I don't know if I can go a third time. If it'll stay still. It's the slippery little guy. And then come bring it back up behind these two wires. Both of them. All right, I can pull that one out through. It's supposed to be down here. This is my first time doing this. Yay! I've never wrapped, but it seemed so easy. Okay, grab a hold of it. The third wrap is the one that's, I want to bring this in. And bring it up. And I'm going to wrap around this a couple times. There we go. This part don't look right. It's not. Because I went underneath it and then I moved it. But it's wrapped and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to snip this off. Get in there. You know what? I got another pair of pliers I got from Amazon. It has a really tiny needle nose. Oh yeah. It's right in there. And we're going to snip that off. Ta-da! Now we're going to bend that in. And there we have it. This has to be bent this way. There. We have a dressed up Nekkid baby. Okay. I need a drink. My mouth is sticking together. Alright. Now, see how I have everything on here? This is my pattern. I have this on a magic rod. Magic rod is, it helps me see what it's going to look like on a beading wire. Because over here, as you can see, nothing lays the way it's supposed to. And so it's hard to tell what it's going to look like. So you get out your magic rod, put it on here, and see if that's the way you want it. And that's the way I like it. I did a good job. And these magic rods are from Louisa from Misty Moon Designs. She has an Etsy shop, and you can get these from her Etsy shop. You get like 5 of them. And then you get a little baggie that's got all these little stoppers in there. So, very nice. All right. Now, I have to do. Some of my stuff I bought this mystery bag from Beading. And I got this 7 strand. I normally use a 49 strand, but I like this color. Excuse me. I like this color, so I'm going to go with it and use it for my beading. So we'll pull this plastic piece off. And we'll pull off a little bit here to work with because I work right on the spool. So we're going to start with this top bead. No, that's not the top bead. Uh-oh. This one is. This is our top bead. So, well, this one. And then we got our green one. And then we got gold. This is a rondelle. Very pretty, very bright, very sunshiny. And then we're going to have a gold spacer, which I brought in. Looks like a flower. And then a 6mm. Do I want this or the spacer? The spacer. And then this rondelle. Rondelle. Now we're going to bead cap the stuff in the middle. So we're going to go in on this side and then bring in the bead and then bring on the other side, which is a flower. It's a flower bead cap, and we'll put that on, and then we're going to put on another bead cap, and then we're going to put on, isn't this gorgeous? This is like a bronze. It's so pretty. It's got like the stardust on the side and then really shiny in the middle. Love it. It's gorgeous. So we're going to bead cap that. Yeah, because in that way it covers up that gray. So we'll do, yay, pretty. Not pretty, pretty. Okay, another bead cap. And another bead. The other side of the bead cap. And then another green. And then we have a rondelle. And we have a spacer. I don't know if I'm close enough. And then another spacer. Another rondelle. Another green bead. And then one of these to end what the sequence is. And then I decided I wanted to have these at the end. Bring that in. That's nice and heavy. Oh. Well, you know what I was going to do is put that on a bale. And bring in some seed beads. I didn't finish doing my rundown of what I'm going to do. What should I do? Should I put a bale on there? I think I should put a bale on there. And put that, have that hanging right off of it. I think that would be pretty. Put this on the other side. So I put a jump ring on. Okay, then this would have to be turned this way. And then we put a jump ring on, go this way. All right, I need a jump ring. Okay, I have a 4mm. Let's see how that works. Got my bent nose and my flat nose. Put it in my bent nose. Make sure the opening's at the top. And I'm just going to leave this side alone, and I'm just going to move the right side and just tweak it open just a little bit. Give it some room to put this on, and then put this on, and then close it up. Want it to click. There we go. Nice and snug. That's pretty. Aww. Now I need some seed beads because I can't put that right on the wire just like that. So I'm going to need probably 3 or 4. I'll get some seed beads. What should I use? Should I use these yellow ones right here? I think I'll use these yellow ones right here. I wonder if that's what I got them out for. They've been sitting here. Okay, let's go for a few. These are Delicas. Opaque yellow, opaque pale yellow glaze luster. Yuki. So we're going to put on 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Because they're really small. Okay, let's slide them down. See if they go right inside there. Go right inside the bale. Ta-da! Beautiful. I think I need one more. That's nice that way. Yeah, I'm going to do one more. So I got out just the right amount. And then we're going to go to another green bead. And now I'm going to take off the stopper. No! Oh, I pulled it off on the other side too. I pulled too hard. Oh well, I know what my sequence is anyway. That's fine. So we go with this. Let's dump these off. There we go. Green bead, green crystal, yellow rondelle, spacer, and then we got a pretty yellow, and then we have a rondelle, green bead, bead cap, whoop, bead cap, and bead, bead cap, and another bead cap, and then this one, cover up the brown, so pretty. So I got everything in the middle, bead caps, gold, and I inserted a lot of gold. yellow, gold, and a touch of green. Spacer. Wait. How's this? Green, that. Spacer. Yeah, I'm going right. And spacer. Whoop. Slippery hands. My hands are dry and they're just going zip. Spacer. Another rondelle. Green bead. And then that is, we got one goes on top. Did we miss one? No. And that, get this out of the way. That's our necklace. That is our necklace. Oh my goodness. That is really pretty. Now I'm going to do the rest on chain. So I decided I wanted to put these little clamshells. They're called clamshells, but they're actually called a collet. But they're clamshells. People like to call them because they're easier to remember clamshell than collet. And they have a small hole at the bottom here. And I'm going to put my string right through there. And then I'm going to get a print bead. And put that in there. Actually, we want this to be up here towards the top so we don't waste so much wire. And then we're going to get down in there and smush. Actually, I can smush. This is a Beading print bead. Close to the top, and not all the way to the top. And smush. Oh, it didn't go in the middle. Well, okay. All right, let's bring this up. And then we can close it. Close it nice and snug. There we go. Nice. Okay, other end. Slide everything down. There we go. And then I'm going to clip off a little bit of wire for myself to work with. And here we go. Let's get rid of this. Let's wind this back up. The wire just likes to. There we go. Now we're going to put on another collet. Print bead. Get hold of it. Print bead. There we go. Now we have to open up this collet a little bit. Get down in there. And then we're going to smush that collet, but we want some fluidity. We want this to be able to move, because if you get it too tight, these crystals will bust on you. So you got to get nice and snug, but not too snug. So I'm going to pull up tight, and I'm going to crimp that bead. I believe I got it. And then we're going to snip off the wire. All right, and then we're going to close it up. We're going to use our chain nose. Ouch. Nice and snug. Beautiful. Fluidity. Gorgeous. Okay, now we got some chain to put on. See how long this is first. Whoops. I want to do that. Don't want to wreck it right away. Ooh, 11 inches. 11 inches already. So we only need 7 inches of chain. So that's 3.5 inches on each side. Or we could go 2 inches on each side and then put on an extender so that it rests high on your neck. Or we go 4 inches, let it hang down low. What do I want to do? I'm not really sure, but I have this curb chain. Nice thick curb chain. And I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to go short? Well, if I go short, that's fine, because then I just have the wire, the chain go around the back of the neck. If I have it hanging down, then I got the chain showing. So we're just going to do our 3.5 inches like I was in the first place. I'm going to grab a wire here, and we got to measure out 3.5 inches. I don't know why I keep putting this thing away, knowing I have to measure. 3.5 inches. There's 3.5. And I'm going to, I think this is stainless steel. So don't ever use anything but stainless steel clippers on your stainless steel, because if you use your regular flush cutters, you're going to ruin them. You will ruin these. So make sure you got some stainless steel cutters, and we're going to snip this off. Is it open? Yep. There. And then I'm going to stick it back through this wire, put the chain back on this wire, and then I'm going to snip it off right where I need it to. These are thick. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, even. And now I have a mess, but that's okay. We'll clean it up. Clean it up. Okay. Here's our 3.5 inches. And then we're going to do a jump ring with our, let's put these back. And then we're going to do bent nose. And our flat nose. Leave this side alone and just tweak it open just enough to put on your collet and your chain and close it up. Push and close. There we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, now the other side. Another jump ring towards the top. Tweak it open. Put on your collet. And then your chain. Close it up. Push it in a little bit and close. Nice and snug. nice and even. And now we're going to do a jump ring on this side. Open it up. Put the chain on. Oops, sorry, it's so loud. And then our lobster claw clasp. Oop. Close it up. Push in and close. So the metal rubs together so you know it's nice and snug. Beautiful. Now this side, I'm going to do this. Jump ring on the end, and then this there we go. Hear that click? That's the metal rubbing together so you know it's nice and snug. Now, on this, I'm going to put the extender chain. Here's my extender chain. So I'm going to open up this big one. Open up this big one. Just a little bit. Just enough to put the chain on. And then close it up. And whoop, let go of it. Okay, now I have a head pin here. Straighten it up. And a rondelle. I'm going to put on the end. Whenever you do an extender chain, please finish the chain. It just looks so much better when you have like a little dangle at the end. So that's what I'm doing here. Get my round nose out, and we're going to do a wrapped loop. Bend over the pliers, move the pliers, and then up and over the pliers. Rotate the pliers around, and then slide it over. Now, before we do the wrap, I want to slide it on to this chain. Well, that one, didn't even hear it click. Okay, now I'm going to use my bent nose to hang on to it while I wrap this around. Whoops, wrong side. Beautiful. Not too tight. Okay, I'm going to use my really narrow pliers and snip this off. Oop. There we go. Oh, wow. I don't even have to tuck it in. That's beautiful. Okay, let's get all these tools all out of the way. And this. Here's our necklace. There's our necklace. Get this out of the way. And then our extender chain is wrapping around. There we go. There's our necklace. Now, I'm going to do a pair of earrings. So, I decided to take these. I have some ball head pins again. And I'm going to put on a bead cap. And one of these. And another bead cap. I'm thinking, do I want to do this? You know, do a wrap loop. I know I want to do a wrap loop. Should I do it right onto? I should probably do it right onto the eye pin. So before I do anything, I'm going to slide it onto the eye pin. There we go. And then we need our bent nose to hang on to it. Okay, now we're going to wrap. Okay, that is wrapped on there. We're going to snip that off. I don't want to snip the wire, I just want to get that. There we go. And then our top piece is going to, I don't remember. Okay, we got this, this, this. And I think we're going to go with the green first. And then not really sure. Yeah, and then this on top. There. Okay, another. I think I'll do a simple loop up here, which is I'm going to bend it right at the where it comes out of the bead, bend it off to the side, and then I'm going to use my handy dandy measuring device, which is my finger, and cut off some and make a loop. And make a loop. Doesn't have to be a big loop, so we'll start here. What I was doing, I was checking to make sure I can't feel it on the back side. And keep rolling. Beautiful. And now we have another one. I have an extra bead cap, so I'm like, what the heck is another bead cap? Why is there 3? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, these here. Now I got my head pin. Straighten it up. Put on my bead cap. One of these. And a bead cap. And we're going to do a wrap loop. Over the pliers. Bring them back over around the pliers. Rotate the pliers around. Bring that wire all the way around. So you got a nice loop. Nice loop. And then we're going to take it off. And we're going to put it on. There. And then we can use our bent nose. Hang on to it. And then we're going to wrap around in that space. That looks good. I'll snip that off. right here. Get right in there. Snip it off right there. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, okay. Now we're going to do the top part, which is a green bead, spacer bead, and then a rondelle, and then one of these little columns. And then we're going to do a simple loop. So we're going to bend it right over. Use my handy dandy measuring device, which is my finger, and we're going to snip some off. We're going to make a loop. Check and make sure you can't feel it on the back side, and continue your beautiful loop. Okay. Oh, I didn't get out. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to undo this. Wow. There we go. Slide this on all the way around till we hit that loop. And then we're going to close it up. This is called a kidney ear wire. Beautiful. That goes with that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Open that up. Slide this on all the way down to the loop and close it up. Oopsie, bent it. So we run it back and then spring there. There we go. Fixed. All right. We are done. We are done, people. Get everything out of the way. And then we're going to show off what we just put together. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. Ta-da! That's nice. I love that set. Alrighty, well, that's the end of this video. If you don't want to subscribe, hit the like button. And thank you, but please subscribe. Check out my Etsy shop. And as always, happy beading!